Welcome to the But Also Trail Running Podcast. I'm your host, Celeste Fong. Let me start with a warning that this is an adult-only podcast. There will be profanity and indecent conversations. I would apologize, but I'm not really sorry. My guest today is, I'm going to call you world famous, okay? Just go with it.
Sure.
But John Calabrese, say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Now, John, you are pretty epic in the running world. Like, you have a shit ton of accomplishments. Like, I looked up your ultra sign up and I was like, okay, this is embarrassing. Like,
Yeah, I do a lot, but there's always time for more. There's always room for more.
yeah, there is. Before we get started on your running, I have a challenge for you.
Let's go.
I want you to tell me 3 fun non-running facts about you.
Oh, that's easy. So, I'm a dance dad.
That's a lot of work.
Oh, it is. I'm also in training to be a competitive eater.
A competitive eater?
Yeah, that's my real goal. Running is just like a vessel to be able to eat more. We know this. This is fact. This is factoid. And
you gotta shut up, because one of my very good friends, he does all the eating challenges.
Yeah. So I've scouted a few out. I mean, like a lot of them I've done just like carb loading for races before. Like at a race, I've just like pounded food. You know how it is. I mean, you like to be. Yeah, you have to keep eating on runs and stuff like that. So I think I'm ready for it, but I don't have any time between like you saw the races I do. Like I do sometimes 2 races a weekend. Like when am I supposed to be able to do an eating contest? So I'm buying out time for that.
You can practice. They have challenges at restaurants and stuff where like it's okay, eat a pizza in this amount of time, or so you could get some practice doing that kind of stuff because you can go at any time. You don't have to go on the weekend.
So I mean, you can tag Benny's in this. Benny's of Fredericksburg. I've been wanting to do the Benny's challenge. They only really have it at Roanoke and places like 3 hours away. I was going to do it on a race weekend when I was going up to Roanoke one time, but it didn't pan out. I'm not going to get into it. Some craziness happened, and I wasn't able to pull that off. But the Fredericksburg location of Benny's. Have you ever seen like a Benny's pizza?
No.
It's like the size of a table. They're like a coffee table, probably bigger. But anyway, yeah, it's huge. It's awesome. But I've been wanting to do that, but the Fredericksburg location here is too. It's too busy to do it, they say. So, like, they don't have it there. And then they don't have it in Manassas either, like about an hour away from Fredericksburg, or hour or so. I'd like to, but, if either of those locations had it, I would definitely do that there. But yeah, I need to circle some of those challenges. But Benny's I'd really like to do because I love pizza. I love Benny's pizza. It's one of my favorites. So Benny's is like New York style pizza.
Okay.
Like the giant, greasy slice. I like Chicago style pizza myself. I know that's, I'm not trying to cause like a controversy or whatever, but I think Chicago is my favorite. Like, if I ever, I never ran the Chicago Marathon, but I went to boot camp in Great Lakes, Illinois, where I first experienced this delicacy. And well, actually, no, I probably ate at Uno's before when I was a kid, because those things are everywhere. But like real, like Chicago style pizza, that's where because I was right there when I was in camp. So I would run the Chicago Marathon just to do that, or scout out some ultras around the city just so I could eat some like authentic Chicago pizza. That's my favorite.
Are the Chicago the thicker crust? Is that what it is?
Yes. There's also Detroit
like a grandma pizza. We call it grandma.
Detroit style is really good too. That's like the square slices. Yeah, the big thick square ones. There's a great place up in, where is it at? In Williamsport, Maryland, called Rad Pies. The only reason I know about it's like right off the C&O Canal, and like there's a bunch of of course there's a bunch of races over there. There's the Appalachian Trail, so like yeah, of course I'm going to find out a great pizza place like that. But they sell so much pizza, they run out of it.
That's insane.
Yeah, you have to be there. You have to be there like by a certain time where you're not getting pizza.
That is crazy. I mean, awesome, but crazy to me.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like if I lived in Williamsport, I would eat that, and I would just like run all day long on the C&O Canal or something. You have to work up those calories, I guess. But you know what I'm saying.
Do you know the only time I eat pizza really is during a race?
That's probably no. I was gonna say me too, but no, that's not true. I eat a lot of it on races. If it's there, I crush it. But yeah, if it's available, and like I love Benny's pizza here, and yeah, I probably eat pizza like at least probably 3 times a week.
Oh my God.
But it could be more. It could be more. Yeah.
We don't do pizza in this house.
That's a
My
shame.
son loves it, so he does like the frozen pizza.
See, I don't do Frozen anymore. Like when I was a kid, I used to. Oh my god, I used to remember Ilias. Remember Ilias?
Yes. Oh God, yes.
I mean, it wasn't great, but I used to crush that. Or Mama Celeste.
Mama Celeste. Yes. Or do you remember you're probably not as old, but maybe they still had it, like the Friday pizza lunch
Yeah. Oh
at
yeah.
school.
It was
School
disgusting.
lunch.
Like
It was so gross.
you would crush like a chocolate milk in one of those, and then have to do like gym class and like poop your pants.
And this is why we're ultra runners today.
That was the training. Yeah, they were prepping us for what's going to come at, and it's even worse because we have to pay for the races. It was free back then, so now we pay for that indigestion. Oh, I can't talk. Indigestion.
No, but it's true, right? We pay for the pain.
Yeah, yeah. We get old, and yeah. That's just what that's just what happens.
I love it. All right, and I totally cut you off. So what's your third fun fact?
Oh, third fun fact. Okay, so I love movies.
Oh,
I'm kind of like obsessed with movies. What's funny is like when people meet me, they just think I'm like one of those like obsessive running people, and I am. But it's so funny. I don't talk about running that much. Like of course I'm running podcasts I do and stuff like that, and like it comes up on conversation on races. Like when I'm running with other people, but I mainly talk about like basically sports and movies. Like I'm insane with sports also, especially with the NFL on right now. Like I do fantasy football and like yeah, I'm constantly talking about sports, movies. Yeah, that's like kind of like my passion also.
okay. So what's your favorite movie?
Wow.
Or one? You can give me a couple, but like, what's your favorite?
Favorite
It's a hard
movie.
one, right?
So I like a lot of movies, but lately, like, because of Halloween and stuff like that, I've been obsessed with witches, and I love Maryland. So, like, I know, I know a lot of people don't like this movie. When I saw it in the movie theater when I was young in high school, people walked out. People yelled like, "This is a piece of shit," and walked out. And then other people were like, "No, screw you!" Like, there was even debate. Like as I was watching, I was like, "Wow, this has got to be a good movie because it's got people like engaging each other and stuff like that." But I love the Blair Witch Project. I know that's kind of a crazy thing to say,
No.
but
I get it.
I mean, you're in the woods in it the whole time. And
Oh,
there's a lot of under the radar stuff like that you don't notice if you just burn through it. And you kind of have to watch that. Remember this? Did you ever watch this or like the sci-fi special that they had like in conjunction with it?
never saw the sci-fi special, but I've seen Blair Witch Project a number of times.
So if you go back and watch the sci-fi special, it kind of gives you more of a background. So you notice a couple of things, like not to spoil it. If you haven't seen the movie by now, I'm spoiling it for you. So like the rock formation that they accidentally knocked down,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's kind of like that's kind of like a key into it. Like they knock that down and it unlocks something. I'm not exactly sure because cool thing about movies back then, like they kind of had you thinking. They don't outright say what's happening, and especially in a movie like that, they didn't have the budget, so you have to think. So
Oh,
like yeah, so you actually have to use your mind a little bit. But yeah, when they knock down the rock formation, somehow they're not in their current time. They go back into like when the witch was there, or like and because like when they find if you look from the what's it called the sci-fi thing, they found their bodies like like they had to excavate the bodies like it would have been possible to put them there. So they would like they had like dirt and stuff on top of them from you know like I forget like how long it was in the past like for like forever ago. But yeah, they got like time warp to like a different like period. Yeah, so like they were in Maryland, but like way back when the witch was there,
so
and yeah, it's a pretty deep movie. It's a really good horror movie, and I think it really progressed the horror genre also,
oh
like with
yeah.
the found footage and like not just in like I'm not a video game nerd. I do like horror video games. But like, and I think it really helped out like first person perspective, like a lot of like thing with stuff with film and video games and just entertainment all around. I think Blair Witch really helped progress a lot of things forward with it. And I know it's a simple movie and stuff like that. It didn't cost much to make, but
But it was new. And it was so
yeah.
because when that came out, remember, it was, hey, this is a documentary, right?
So this is funny. They messed me up so bad when I was a kid. I thought it was real. I mean,
So
like
did I.
I was such an idiot because like the fake documentary was on the Sci-Fi Network. I'm like, but like they sold it so well. When I was younger, I was just like, I was in high school. I should have known better, but I was just like, what if it's real?
I went to actually see it in the movie theater.
I did too.
Yes.
They only played
Yeah.
it in this little art house in DC, and yeah, people. It was a super small theater, and it was very intimate, and it was cool. It was part of the movie almost like people were talking shit to each other. Like, oh, this movie sucks. Like, because I can see how even back then, like big explosions and stuff and high budget movies, like people's attention, they didn't have the attention span to kind of watch something like this because it's three people in the woods. I
Well,
mean,
it
there's
wasn't
not.
a lot of movies before that too were like, uh, Thrasher, like Jason and
Yeah,
Freddy. And
if you go expecting something like that, like a Nightmare on Elm Street, you're gonna
yeah.
be really pissed off because you don't even see the witch. I mean, I think there's like a way that I think there's like a thing online, like if you pause the movie at a certain point, you can see the witch. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. But like you get in one of the later movies, in like the third installment, you see what the witch looks like. It's pretty terrifying. But yeah, well that's another funny thing too, like about it. Well, actually, a couple things. So like I heard they didn't pay the actors at all. So the movie made so much money, didn't give the actors anything. I think like down the line they got like some kind of cut out of it, but like they really screwed over the actors on that because
Oh, that's unfortunate.
yeah, that's my understanding. But I think they did end up getting some money later on. I think, but it really messed them up because like for like decades, it would suck to be in a movie and not like I mean you get recognized, but also the movie sets you up so you're dead. Like people thought
Yeah.
they died.
Yes. Wait, how are you here?
Yeah, I thought the Blair Witch got you. You're not even supposed to be here. So like there's that and then yeah, the sequel is really bad. I'm sorry. Like I know it's like there's some really good like actors in it, but not very good. The third one's pretty decent. I watched it recently. Again, you get to see the Blair Witch in this one. But yeah, I just think
I haven't seen those. I saw the first one obviously a ton of times,
the
but
second one, if you want to mystery science theater it, you might need like a mind altering substance. I don't condone that. I'm completely straight edge, but I think the only way to get through that is like you'd have to have like a massive case of the Stillies and want to do open mic night on it with some friends.
okay,
No,
I have friends that
seriously.
would join me with that kind of
Yeah,
stupidity. So
if you wanted mystery science, even then though, you might end up turning it off. It's really that bad. But the third one's pretty decent. The third one, there's more people with them in the woods, and there's better technology. So like it was made in 2016, so they have GPS is available for them, not like in the first one when they have like nothing. They're just like eating power bars and drinking like iced tea Gatorade, like the funny stuff from and
but
smoking.
it made it. That's what made it so good.
Well, yeah, and then smoking cigarettes. That's the funniest thing. Like nobody smokes cigarettes anymore, but in that movie, they're like smoking the shit out of like cigarettes. So
Oh
like
yeah.
so 90s and wearing flannel.
Right? So okay, you want to hear funny cuz like you we went hearing that it was, a documentary or whatever. So when my oldest, her friends were all over and they wanted to watch a scary movie. And being the, amazing parent that I am, I was like, "Oh, well, it's not really a movie, it's documentary, but you guys might enjoy this." And I played Blair Witch for them.
What were their thoughts? This sucks, mom.
No, they were freaked out.
Were they?
They were because they thought it was a documentary because that's what I told them.
See, that's how
And
it
then,
goes, people.
yeah, eventually I told them the truth, but yeah, they were freaked. Plus, teenage girls are a little bit dramatic on occasion to begin with. But then my youngest tried telling me that The Shining wasn't scary, so she's disowned.
That movie's terrifying. I saw that way too. I saw a movie when I was like I think 7 years old, and that was like that was really bad. I should have done that. My parents in the 80s just didn't care. Like I watched like David Cronenberg movies, like Videodrome, like just insane shit. And like my parents were like, yeah, sure, go right ahead. That'll be a great idea, John. Yeah, go ahead and go ahead
I
and
was
watch.
probably 10 the first or younger, first Stephen King book I read.
Yeah, same here. I don't know
Dean
what it was.
Koontz.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was like I don't know what it was. Like I don't know if they were marketed to kids back then, but yeah, I remember like I read like the Dark Tower series when I was like I don't even know how like super young, and that's like that's like really
dark.
yeah.
Yeah. So I did Tears of the Dragon first, I think. And
Yeah,
then Dolores Claiborne, maybe. Misery.
yeah,
Those were my first, but
it's I think like it's like weird. It's almost like I think it kind of got even though it's not like it's specifically like marketed to kids, I think like we were drawn to it kind of like Stranger Things, kind of like now. Like I think that it had, like, that weird effect, but, yeah, I don't know why when we were kids, we watched, like, the most, like, crazy shit, and then, like, action movies also. I'm a huge ac I'm a huge action junkie, like, just, like, because 'cause they're funny, like, I love Steven Seagal just because he's freaking hilarious, and he runs look at the way he runs, like, it's like, there's, like, some great compilations on YouTube of him running. It might be the worst running ever, like, ever on film. It's amazing, like, so, like, that's part of I love watching him run, and he's, like, not really in shape either. He's kind of, I don't know, he all
Dad
around
bod.
yeah, all well, no yeah, I mean, all around, he just makes me laugh, like, I'm kind of like I root for in movies for, like, somebody like Steven Seagal to, like, throw, like, a football or something, or, like, Tom Cruise, like, you don't see it much, but when you do it, you're just like yeah, it's just kinda funny. I like watching them do sports movement, like running and, yeah, I pay close attention to that. Sometimes it's really funny with, that movie, The Legend of Bagger Vance with, what's his name? Matt Damon. Yeah, he couldn't golf.
Really?
Yeah, so, like, if you watch The Swing, it's like, "Yeah, alright, I guess this movie"
I've never seen it, so
It's not a good movie. That's not a good movie either. Don't watch that movie.
I okay, please don't judge me here, but I don't really watch TV or
No, I don't
movies.
it's time consuming. I don't blame you. I mean, like, I I like watching movies just because, like, I think just my own I like clowning on, like, the older stuff, especially, like, 80s and 90s stuff. I a lot of the stuff I watch is, like, 90s and 80s, and especially action movies. Like, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I loved them when I was a kid, and I stopped for a while. I was like, "Alright, these movies are trash," and I started watching, like, indie movies and stuff like that. Like, Pulp Fiction made me just, like, hate all, like, you know, that other like, the mainstream stuff. Like, I rejected movies, like good movies, like Forrest Gump and Saving Private Ryan and stuff like that, like, just because 'cause they're big Hollywood movies, started liking indie movies, but, like, now I'm, like, all in on just, like, crazy action movies and stuff like that just to rewatch and laugh, like, at Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme, like, oh my god, Sudden have you ever heard of Sudden Death, the hockey, like, Die Hard movie?
Yep.
Amazing, like, and it's crazy that the NHL, like, let them do that. I mean, they're just like, "Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, take control of Penguins game."
My dad liked that movie, so
It's
there you go.
amazing. It's
Yes.
it's funny. I mean, like, again, not to spoil this movie, but, he fights a mascot. He kills the mascot. He throws it I don't even understand how he kills the mascot. He throws it through, like, a washing machine. "You killed Icy, oh my god! You monster! How dare you?"
That's amazing. I'm
That's why I
so
like
glad you
watching it, is
love it.
they're freaking hilarious.
Okay, do you know why I don't watch movies anymore?
Time?
No. Nope, nope, nope. My eyes.
Oh.
Once my like, I have to take my glasses off to see close, and I don't have the attention span to just stare at a TV. So, like, every time I'd look down, I'd have to take my glasses off to, like, play a
Yeah,
video game or
I
get on
have
my
to
phone, and I got annoyed.
yeah, I have
So what I'll do is I read. Like, I read
that,
a
but
lot. Like, I read over 100 books a month.
I
Like,
need
when
to
I say read a lot,
I
I
need to
read a
do
lot.
that. That's one thing I've really messed up on as, like, an adult. I mean, I write a lot. I do, like, a lot of, like, shoe reviews, race reports. I write about a lot of different things and, like, put them on websites and stuff, but, yeah, I don't read as much as I should. I should be doing it, but, yeah, I'm an idiot and I watch movies. I'm an
Well,
idiot.
yeah, but I listen, I also read books that aren't well, I guess they're educational some ways, but I'm not, like, expanding my brain here. I just wanna hear a good story or read a good story. Like, I'll listen to audiobooks too. So it's more like the story for me. I don't do any of the self-help things, and I'm not judging anyone who does. It's just not my thing. Like,
I don't know, but, yeah,
just entertain me.
maybe I should maybe I should do a solo. Yeah, I don't I started to, like, because I was in sales for, like, a while off and on, and, like, they always give you those books to read, like, "Oh, this will change your life," and I'll start and I'll just, like, fall asleep in the book and just be like, I'd rather watch
Same.
I'd rather watch Van Damme."
Yes. Just let me read about dragons, okay? Because that's good.
Yeah.
I'm fine the way I am, okay? I don't wanna change.
I mean,
I'm also stubborn.
don't get me wrong, I'm all for improvement, like, I take feedback and stuff like that, but, yeah, I don't know what it is, I've never really been able to apply something from a self-help book. I mean, I've tried and like, in the military, like, like, I would, do like because you have to do like you have to do prerequisites and like stuff like that. You have to like get. I think I just did like I read all that stuff just so I could like pass the tests, and it was interesting. And like I enjoyed it, but like at the same time, I wasn't like I'm thrilled to be reading this. Yeah, this is gonna. This
Well,
is gonna
that's
be.
it. I just want to be entertained. I don't want to think.
Yeah.
And maybe because like, especially with mom with 3 kids. I have 3 kids, right? So like, you ever hear that where a woman's brain is like, like when you have like 74 apps going at the same time? That
Uh,
have you ever heard? That's how it is though, where I'm like always like, okay, well, I got 3 kids, they're going in 3 different directions, and then I gotta, make dinner and like so that organizational thing and trying to keep all the not that the kids are older, it's not as hard, but like all the doctor's appointments and extracurriculars
a
and which
lot.
school and what like it was always on and which because I volunteered a shit ton. I was like PTA and like all sorts of events that I chaired and so it was always like a million miles a minute. So like I don't want to think. If I'm doing something to entertain me, I just want pure entertainment.
That what? That's probably you might just solve why I like stupid '80s action movies. Yeah, it's that might be it because yeah,
Shut your
at
brain
night,
off.
yeah, at night I don't I'm not not getting into like the stuff we said we were going to talk about, but like the world is like kind of an uncool place right now. So yeah,
It's very
sometimes
stressful to be alive. Yes.
yeah. Like with all the other stresses of like remembering stuff and like being certain places and just having to be an adult, that's probably what it is. I'm like, wow, I used to have a good time watching Van Damme when I was, when I was a kid in the '80s. I want to watch that now because it's comforting. I can shut the brain off and I can relive my childhood through Jean Claude Van Damme.
Right. Well, and it's nostalgic because there's so much right now where they're like trying to remake movies
I
or
hate it. I hate it. I mean, like,
I also hate it, but they're also like I think my husband has like 5 different little gaming things that have like all the old games that we used to grow up on
yeah.
where you
So
could play them because that's where the money is, right? At our age now, we have the money to spend on stupid shit.
it's nostalgia. I mean,
It's
like,
nostalgia.
I don't know what. I mean, like, I do like seeing some of the games remastered with like next gen, like graphics and stuff like that. But why can't we just make original stuff? Like, are we are we just
Yeah.
done?
Are you done with ideas? Like, there's so much out there.
And the crazy thing is, like, when I was growing up, I felt like we were in such like the '80s, '90s had some really creative times. I mean, like, look at the movies that are coming out in the '90s. I mean, we had just like low budget, crazy good movies, or and like just some of them weren't even good, but I respect them for just like they would make a movie about just crazy stuff that would never people would be so scared to like tackle that now. Like I just the fact that they were making movies that just push the envelope. They were just making movies that just push the envelope and see what they could get away with. I think they didn't care about making money back then. They were just like, you know what, we're gonna make a movie about whatever. I mean, like, I can't, nothing's coming to mind right now, but you know what I'm saying. There was not, like, the 90s to like, the mid 2000s, even like, I want to say to like maybe like 2015, like around like there. Now it's just, I feel like, it's just, yeah, reboots and,
Regurgitating. Yeah.
Star Wars, Marvel. And I don't know. I've never been into the Marvel stuff. Like I watched some
I
of
love
them, but
Marvel.
I can't do it. Like I watched like, like Black Panther with my daughter, which was cool. And like, I watched Captain Marvel just because like, I wanted to see like, women's empowerment and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like a strong female character. I think that's cool, but like I can't get into all the other stuff. I'm just like, okay. Like I'll either like I'll either like immediately get tired or I don't know. I'm just yeah, or I'll be dreaming about like a Schwarzenegger movie like Predator or something.
See, I'm a
RoboCop.
nerd, so I love all that shit.
I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I scared.
But we all have our separate. Yeah, I even have like I have a sleeve that I'm building with like all the Marvel and DC, but all the characters on it.
I think what messes me up if that stuff was around when I was growing up because I liked comics growing up. I just something happened. I don't know when I got out of that stuff, but like once I got out of it, I was just out. I was just out. I couldn't get back in. I tried. Like I think I liked Iron Man when they initially came out with Iron Man with Robert Downey. I thought that was cool, but then like just couldn't get into it after that. I thought that was like a pretty good movie. I thought it was like well done, and
Yeah,
but after that, I just tuned out.
he's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, like they introduced a lot of cool stuff, and he's like super charismatic. Like, I mean, like you could he. I mean, like, I love Tropic Thunder. That's what I mean, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we need movies that just like, push the envelope and they're funny. Like, let's just not. I mean, okay, even backtrack a little bit. Why can't we even make comedies anymore? Like, there's no. I feel like we're too scared to even make comedies because we're going to offend somebody or whatever. Like, we're just not doing that anymore.
Did you see they're making Spaceballs 2?
That's good. And like Naked Gun, even though it's a reboot, I'm glad it's at least a comedy. Like we can now laugh in a movie theater because like it got to a point where like, did you see the movie Eddington?
No.
So it's it's a dark like COVID movie, like about like, like the pandemic, and there's like a sheriff and the mayor are at odds with each other. They're like different sides of the political spectrum and stuff like that. And like, it pokes some really like dark comedic holes in like the whole situation and stuff like that. And like, I found myself like wanting to laugh at certain things. I was scared. I was like, is that person laughing? Like, I feel like we can't like really like if you laugh at a certain thing, that people are going to interpret it that way. Like, how do we get here? Like,
yeah.
can we
and I have a very dark sense of humor. Like,
I do too.
Dark.
I've let a couple like laughs rip in there, and like I feel like I was judged. I feel like I was judged, and I'm like, yeah, it's because, but that's the movie. It's a dark comedy, and like, yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. It's sad, but it's also sad though that like I know it's like I guess it's like supposed to be a dark comedy, but like it doesn't feel like it. It's like it just feels dark and like dirty. Like, have you ever seen the movie Midsummer or Heredity?
Uh-uh.
Oh, so it's the same director that did those, and like those are some very dark movies. Especially, don't even watch. Don't even see those movies. But this one is like, this one's I think it's very funny in ways. And like I feel like, but at the same time, though, like I'm a I'm a bad person for laughing at it.
I mean, yeah. Again, dark. Like, if you read some of the books I read, like, I don't even think they could make movies okay.
No, I mean, like, if you're into that, check out Midsummer. That movie is like, it's these I'm not even gonna get it's just really dark. Like, a tragedy happens in the beginning, and like this guy and his girlfriend that are on the outs, like the terrible relationship. They go with a couple of friends to this like cult. I mean, like it doesn't. How can I even say so they get taken in by a cult basically, and there's a lot of drug usage. There's some trippy stuff. Like you could if you rewatch it, you'll notice some like really weird things going on, like in the trees and stuff like that. They're high as a kite, and it's very disturbing. There's a lot of scary stuff, and
I mean, been there, done that. So yeah.
well, I mean, to me, a good horror movie is this. If you can make a daylit horror movie, like you don't have to like play the hits, like like the spooky, dark,
Where
that's
you can't even see what's happening.
yeah. If you can make just like a straight up movie in the daylight that's scary, that's really good filmmaking. I think that takes a really really talented filmmaker. But this movie was also slammed by critics and stuff, and just like people that watched it, like Rotten Tomatoes, because it plays a lot off The Wicker Man. It's very similar to the movie The Wicker Man.
Okay. Yeah, but see, I'm kind of deranged, so I'd probably like something like that.
I see. I'm not gonna lie. I think cults really scare me, and like where we live now, especially with social media. I mean, it's kind of like it's weird. Like we live like kind of like we just let mob mentality run free. And I mean, you can even make the case with like running and stuff like that. Like we're definitely a cult.
Running is a cult.
Yeah, it definitely is. And so like it's weird. Like I feel like now are cults even like a thing, or is it just mainstream?
I mean, I think it depends on the cult, right? Like there's, like you said, so many. Like there's so much gatekeeping, which kind of causes cults, right? Like, so yeah, running is kind of a cult. And then, like there's different areas of society that are like that. But then there are actual like religious cults that are really fucked. And yeah.
Yeah, I think that yeah, I like those movies. I didn't mention it on the like while you're recording, but I referenced it before. Rosemary's Baby. That terrified. I think like I don't like to watch movies about cults, but at the same time I do, because like the conspiracy and like the hidden, how they say hidden and stuff like that. But like it's just weird now. I feel like because like everything is out in the open now with the internet. Like we kind of like it. It must be really hard if you are a cult to stay like under the radar because everything's out in the open now.
Well, you're gonna need isolation, right? Like, you have to keep it away from the internet.
So you just live in the woods. I mean, like, how do you do that though? Because it's gonna get blown up the minute somebody like stumbles upon it.
Well, there's so because I just went out west a couple weeks ago for my birthday, and, like, driving from Phoenix to the Grand Canyon, there's just miles and miles and miles and miles of absolutely nothing, right? So if you have a compound out there, like, if you own a shit ton of land and nobody's around, they don't know what's happening out there,
That
right? You
was like
grow your own food, you control it, and you control people with religion usually, and then they don't have access to what's happening in the world.
what did you ever watch the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Like the Manson cult?
Yes.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, as soon as you started mentioning that, I could yeah. I mean, like, but, like, now I feel like if people are doing that, they're, like, live because they're young kids, they're gonna be live streaming that shit.
Right?
"Oh, I got my cult going on."
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, that doesn't show up on my algorithm, um, but
Yeah,
I'm sure
hopefully
it's
not mine
out
either.
there. But, like, yeah. I mean, I think there's anything out there. Everything.
Yeah, I've never really been out west that much. I was in the Navy and, like, I was stationed in Hawaii, and we go to California occasionally, like, on, like, deployments and stuff like that, or I'd be passing through. The only time I went there fairly recently in 2019, I crewed for a friend at Western States. I've been wanting to go back, but, yeah, just being a dad, it's, like, it's hard for me to go across the country like that, or, like, I'd love to do a race, like, overseas too, that'd be really cool, or I've never done a race in Colorado. I'm like, so, like, as you can see from like my ultra sign up, I'm like straight up East Coast. Like the furthest I get out is like like Ohio or like I've got a I've got a race in New England planned this year. That'll be my first. I'm doing the Jigger Johnson 100 up in the White
Yep.
Mountains.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. I have friends who have done it. It's a
and
bitch.
I hear it's very very difficult. And like I'm signed up for a lot of stuff to kind of get ready for that, but I know we've got some hard stuff in Virginia, like Massanutten and stuff like that, but I know it's, like, not anything compared to that, so it's gonna be tough to train for that here. But, I mean, I've also done, like, Manitou Revenge. That's probably the hardest race I've done, like, technique-wise and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's a
I
tough
think it's
one.
technical like that, but there's a lot of logistics into it.
Yeah.
Um, if I remember correctly, like your pacers and crew have to volunteer for certain hours and they can't go to certain places. And it's very difficult to get to certain aid stations so that you end up not having your crew where you need them.
Yeah, and you can't like, one thing that a friend told me that you have like, it's not the course is marked, so you have to have it on your GPS or you have to have the GPS, and, yeah, so I bought a watch that for the most part, I don't have to charge it much. It can stay alive for, like, the 54 hours or whatever that's gonna take, which sounds like a complete nightmare, but,
The first year they had it, it was so flooded
yeah.
and bad that like I think there was 6 or 7 guys from around here that are like badass, accomplished 100 milers, like badasses. And I think one finished.
Well, that's the crazy thing with 100 miles, especially like on that. I mean, like it's not guaranteed that you're not guaranteed to finish every time. I mean, like this year, I mean, I've finished a lot of hundreds in the past. I'm coming off like injuries and stuff, and like just like bad mental things. So like, I haven't finished 100 mile this year, and I've attempted like three of them. Yeah, I the best I did was I got to 80, but I've got another one coming up in December, and I'm looking much better now. I'm healthier, and I've been doing a lot more miles and stuff like that. So I'm getting back into the routine. But I think that's what plagued me before. Like I just couldn't get the miles in because my body was like just wrecked, and I was in a bad place mentally. So like it was just if you can't get the miles, then it's going to be really hard to get to finish on
Yep.
100. So
And
I'm
there's
getting
so
back.
much that goes into 100. It's not just mileage. It is like so much of that kind of distance is in your mind.
Yeah, if you go into that with like like messed up situation, it's going to eat at you. So like
Yep.
you got to get your mind right too. You got to get your body, your mind right to do the 100. So yeah, I'm thinking going into next year I'm gonna be much better. But I'm yeah, my buddy's got me doing a bunch of races in PA, like was it Ironstone and what's the other one? World's End. I
Okay.
I wanted to do what's it called? I wanted to do Eastern States again. I have DNF that race, but it's the week before Jigger Johnson, so that's not
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. You don't want to back to back that shit.
Yeah, hell no. And, like, I mean, I'm crazy enough I would, but just like having to go like all like that far out to PA because that's like a 6 hour drive from here. So I like doing that one week and then going all the way up to New Hampshire the next week. That's where ultra running gets you. I would do it every week, but it's just the money, just getting around and just the time, and then being away from like kids and stuff like that. It's just that's where the strain comes in. I mean, like there's just not enough time.
Now, will you drive to New Hampshire or will you fly up?
So I've got a buddy that volunteered to drive. Like he's running it with me, and then my girlfriend's gonna come with us, and she's gonna help crew. And yeah, my friend's from New England, so he knows like a lot about it and stuff. I've never been to New Hampshire before. I've been like I think anyway. I've been to like Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. I might have been to New Hampshire, like just like passing through real quick. I don't know, but I've never done any races up there.
I have a New Hampshire race in 2 weeks.
Where are you doing?
Hamster wheel.
I've heard of that one.
It's your basic time race. There's 6:20, 6, 12, 24, and 30, I think. It's a 4 mile like lollipop out back and around.
Yeah.
The kitchen is to die for. The food is next level.
That's always the selling point for me on
Yeah.
races. But
Yeah.
I'm weird. I sometimes I do good on those, and then other times I just like I'll just like I'll do it for like 10 hours or like 4 hours. Just be like I'm done. And I don't like it because it's like you're like you can quit. It's so easy to quit on one of those.
Yeah.
But then I've had others where like I podium on them. Like I'll just if I'm in the right mindset. I did my favorite. I did a 24-hour race around a track. That was awesome. Like I loved it. I don't know why. I just like I just had a fun time doing it. It was a cool track too. It was like where Rutgers University is in Jersey. Yeah, that track there. It was so awesome that you have the Ben Franklin Bridge. It was just a beautiful track, and they lit it up at night. That's the main reason I signed up for it. It was a little bit more expensive, but like it was just a beautiful thing. And like I hadn't ran on like a track forever. Well, I mean, like you do track workouts occasionally, of course, but like not like that. With the lights on and stuff like that. It was
Yeah.
it was so cool. So yeah, I did that one and. I did a looped race this year around Prince William Forest. Me and my buddy were just messing around, like just because I hadn't ran with them for a while. We both we tied for third place. But the race director was like ripping us. It's like these knuckleheads ran together and tied. But so like somehow we pulled that off. Like it was a smaller one. I mean, we weren't even like really like trying to like do that, but it just happened. I was like, we got third. But yeah, I mean, like most of the times when I like podium, I'm not like really trying. It just kind of happens. I just like more most of the time I just like running with friends or just like, I'll settle in with somebody that's doing a pace that I want to do and just like hang out with them the whole race.
Yeah. That's what I see. I'm really good at loop races like that. Like I'm really good at them. And I think part of it is because I'll talk to anybody and everybody. So like one time at Hamster Wheel, as a matter of fact, Art was there. Art Byram was running with me. And he just goes, "You've been here for a couple hours and you know a fact about every single person here." I'm like, well, I talked to every single person here. Like that's because that for me is the fun part, right? Like I'm also not competitive
I'm
at
not
all.
either. I that's why I don't like road running either because I feel like,
Competitive.
it's it is it's kind of toxic too. I mean, like let's just be honest. I think it helped me for a while to just get to a point where I was healthier and stuff like that. But like, I got to a point where I just really like, like when I got injured and stuff like that, like people just like, I felt like it wasn't a really encouraging community. Like I'm not like, not, in some ways, trail and ultra running, it's just, it's not, it can be positive and it can be negative too. But I felt like it just with road running, it was far more negative. Like that's just my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but like yeah, people more just like self promoting and just like I don't know, taking pleasure in just like, I don't know, beating people and stuff like that. I'm not all about that.
Agreed. I agree. Especially because I'm slow. Like, and I've always been slow. I'll always be slow. I don't care.
I don't care either.
That's not why I run. And now I'm not judging people that are faster that work on that or whatever. That's amazing. But like there is always that kind of like, there are some people that will treat you like you're less than because you're not as
Well,
fast. And it's like, well,
you
okay.
I feel like I feel like like when I first started running ultras and stuff like that, you know, and don't get me wrong, I still feel like we do have this to an extent, but I feel like when I first started running ultras, like the whole community was just more like more just kind of like everyone talked to each other. It doesn't matter how fast you are, and stuff like that. But what's it called? Basically, I feel like a lot of marathoners are getting into ultra running just because they don't maybe like a really fast marathoner that can't like really crack like the top like I don't know upper echelon of like marathon running. They can come into ultras and they want to just blow it up and they just look at people like competition. I feel like there's more of that. Like people are jumping into the sport just to like win more awards and stuff like that. And like I mean I haven't been writing that long. I started in 2017, but like when I started, like it was weird. Like like people were like dropping acid and running and taking mushrooms and stuff like that. Like it was funny. Like now I feel like that's gone. That's kind of gone. Do you feel that way or?
Uh, I I've been known to microdose overnight at some races. So
Well, good. Keep that alive. I see. I don't do that, but like I
see,
like that. Yeah,
that's why I like the loop races because they're more old school,
yeah,
more community based, and that's what I enjoy. Like I like that kind of judgment free zone where you could be like, uh, example, one year at Notchview, my friend Sam came and he's amazing. And he set the course record for the 100-miler there. Okay. And he went home. And at this point, I didn't know him that well. I had helped him at a different race. So that's how we met. And the next day, because it was a multi-day event, he messaged me and he's like, do you need anything? I can drive back up and bring you something. Now, this is a guy that set the course record. And he just reaches out. It's like, what do you need? I'll help you. What do you need? You know what I mean? And he actually paced me before at a race too. Like, it's like the elite runner will help, back of the pack. And there's
yeah.
no judgment there,
And
if
that
that makes sense.
and that's why I fell in love with the sport also. And like I think just like because you have people like that helping you, you end up becoming a better runner anyway, whether you like it or not. Like you're still
Oh,
gonna. I mean, you might not become competitive, but you're gonna become a better runner. At, like having somebody like that pace you and like seeing what they're doing and stuff like that. Like yeah, that's how I got. I'm not a great trail runner. I'm clumsy. I mean, like I've lucked into some good times in the past, but like I'm more for just I like doing hard races that I can like try to just try to finish. Like there's a great chance that I won't be able to finish Jigger Johnson, but you know what? I want to try because it's really hard, and if I do, it doesn't matter what time I finished. I love races like that, like
yep.
it doesn't matter. You just want to finish it.
And it'll be an experience no matter what.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, also like so the first time I did Manitou's Revenge, I had just I had just got over COVID. I signed up for it like a while in advance for it, and like I got COVID, and then like I was feeling better like somewhat better like a few days before the race, and like I was just like, should I do this? And I went back and forth, but I ended up doing it. I got my ass kicked. Like I wasn't ready, but like that got me fired up though, because like I was like, wow, like that was something that just completely kicked my ass. And I did have COVID fairly recently before it, but even with that, I'd never seen trails like that before. Even though like I've ran like a lot of like technical trails like here in Virginia, we don't have stuff like the Catskills here. I mean like that stuff is like that stuff's scary just to walk on.
Uh-huh.
I mean like
Yep.
going downhill in that, and then like the year that I did finish, I did the next year. And it was worse that it was like raining, like doing that stuff in the rain, like people just flying all over the place, like sliding, like it was, like just finishing a race like that within the cutoffs, it's so cool. And you know what? If anyone wants to talk trash, like John, I could, that's the funniest thing when people like look at like okay, so sidebar, I hate Strava. Now back to Mantu's Revenge, but, like when people see like your times on Strava and stuff like that when you're on like a really technical trail. I'm just like, you don't know what I went through, man. You don't know what it's like out there. I thought I was gonna die out there, man.
Listen, and especially like up here, weather can it's weather can change in 24 hours, right? I one time did a 50-miler training run around my neighborhood. In the morning, it was so cold, like see your breath cold. By the afternoon, I was in a tank top and shorts, and I'm slow, remember. And by the evening, it was snowing. So
Well, that's so for what's it called? Jigger Johnson, like, yeah, so this is something I haven't experienced before, like the mandatory gear,
uh-huh,
like having like a survival blanket, and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's that first aid kit. I've never done a race that requires that, so that's gonna be interesting. I I just remembered you said something it set off a light bulb in my head. You said art. Does he have the? Is he on the Culture
yeah,
podcast?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I have a friend. I've been wanting to do this race. So you're familiar with the Cuts race, right?
Right. I did the cut 50 and then I DNF'd the cut last year.
I heard that race is really hard. It's like under
It's
the radar.
it's hard. So I was actually on Culture for a couple of years.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was on it about a book that my friend made. We made a book about our DNFs. So
Amy
like,
Mauer Power.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I was on that one. Yeah, that was a fun book we read.
She's amazing. So he stopped doing it for a while, which is why I started this podcast. And now him and Becky are doing it, I think part-time now. He started doing it again. But so the cut last year, I did the 50 2 years ago, which is my backyard. Literally. It goes on the mountain behind my house. And then last year I was going to do the 112 and I did 83 miles. Come to find out, I had a major sinus infection, lung infection. Like it was coming out of my eyes. I was catatonic. It was really bad. Uh, so
So
yeah, I didn't finish it. So I'm going to do it. I don't think he's doing it anymore
the race?
officially. Yeah, because
Oh no.
it was never really a race, but I think it's still one of those things where people are still doing it. So
That
like I think next year a bunch of us are just going to do it for funsies.
so that those are the best races. Like so, like my run club here, the Virginia Happy Trails Running Club, we do a bunch of like fat ass races and stuff like that. Yeah, like, it's funny too because like, certain trails, like, they frown upon you having quote unquote races, so, yeah, we're like, "This is a group run," or, like, even funnier, just like, "What running club are you guys with?" "Oh, no, this isn't a running club," or, like, if we do, like I'm kind of a jerk, I'll just mention, like, running clubs that, like, piss me off or something, I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm with them. Yeah."
That's the
I'm with
best thing
these
I've
guys.
ever
I'm not gonna
heard.
give any names because I don't want you to I don't wanna put them out there. I'm not negative like that, but
I get you. That's hilarious.
hey, do you happen this is a shot in the dark. So I know a guy, the guy I'm running Jigger Johnson with next year, he's done cuts before. He somehow finished it. He's DNF'd it before, but he somehow finished it one year. Do you know Ben Nallette?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's who I'm running with.
Shut up. Like
Yeah.
I've only met him a couple times. Like I don't know. Like we're not friends. Like I don't know him. But yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah, we'll be running that. I've done a bunch of races with him. Me and him are like clowns. We joke all the time. Like yeah, we're doing the Devil Dog 100 this year. Like we finished it before together. I've DNF'd a bunch of races. I've seen that dude. Like so we one of the funniest races I've ever done. He we did this race. Have you ever heard of the Ring? You're in Virginia in Massanutten.
No.
So, like, Ben took off ahead of me on this race, and I go slow because I'm not good at technical stuff. So, like, he was way ahead of me, and I was gonna drop. It was like the hottest day I've ever done the ring. It was like just even at like when you get like so the ring is like 71 miles.
Okay.
At like mile like 18, I just felt like shit. I was like, "There's no way I'm finishing this race." Like I just could tell, like, because this is a bad day. You just know sometimes that
Yep.
if it's like it was just like it was just like unseasonable. I don't need I can't even describe it. It was just like very off. I just felt weird. The weather was just like really, really hot. And I planned on dropping at this one aid station and Ben was there resting. And I was like, "Oh shit." And he was like, "Let's keep going, man. I was waiting for you." I was like, "What?" I was like, I just let me drop here, dude. Like I really wanted to drop.
He's like, no.
He was like, "No, let's get it done. We can do it." I was like, "Are you I was like, "Are you able to do this?" He's like, "I've been resting, man. I'm good to go." And I was like, "Fine, fuck it, let's go." And like we get out there. And granted, this next part is like one of the hardest spots on the whole course. It's really rocky and technical. and he starts getting sick like 2 miles into it. So like, no. So he starts getting sick at a point that we couldn't have went back because the aid station would have already been taken down because we already spent too much time going these 2 miles. So like we couldn't go back to the aid station. They would have already been gone. We would have been like just like there by ourselves. So like we keep going. He gets sicker and sicker. He starts throwing up everywhere. He just starts laying on rocks. And I'm like, dude, we gotta go, man. And like basically what would happen is he would like go like a little ways, throw up, and then have to lay on a rock. He would borrow like water and Gatorade from people. He probably screwed up a bunch of runners because they lost all their liquids, giving it to Ben. But anyway, like yeah, so Ben, I'm like babysitting Ben, and at one point we get like a mile from the aid station. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go ahead and get some people for you. Get a search and rescue for you, man. They'll bring you some like some stuff. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna sleep here for a little bit. So I go ahead and like they're like all like this is no shock. I mean, you know how people that work aid stations on long races are. They're a little bit messed up, they've been drinking and stuff like that. And they're just like joking around. They're like, oh, so like they go out there and they try to help his ass. And like he's just like he's throwing up and stuff. And like it took forever for them to get him back. He was only out there a mile. So like it took forever. And then yeah, we DNF'd together. But yeah, it was fun. I was best with him on that one. But that was one of my most hilarious DNFs because like I didn't even want to do that shit. And I was like, Ben, I wanted DNF back there, man. Why would you let me die in peace back there?
What kind of friend are you?
Yeah, so like it's funny. Like that's just kind of like we're messed up like that. We just like that kind of stuff, and that's why we're doing Jigger Johnson. It's funny too because when I signed up for Jigger Johnson, this was the conversation. I was like, Ben, let's do it. He was like, he signed up immediately. There was like no conversation. He just automatically signed up after. I was like, yeah, that's my dude.
I love that so much, but it makes sense to me. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh, what are we doing? Yeah, okay. What did I sign up for? Because I don't remember. So we went on a cruise last year, me and a bunch of my friends, and I'm like, where are we going? And I'm like, just take my credit card and sign me up. And I literally had no idea where we were going until the boat hit. Like, no clue. I'm just like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, that I love that. I like they're just like, well, in Jigger Johnson's case, but I mean, they're like, whoa, that's so fucked up. Let's go.
And it 100% will be fucked up.
Yeah.
I think my friend Mike might be doing it.
Well, it's funny. Like if you look at the interest list, at least last time I checked, there was only like 10. I would imagine that like what you think like 50 is that max. Like
maybe the DNF rate on that race was insane.
Astronomical.
So the only person, Mark Kelly, finished the first year. He was the only one that finished. And again, it was like these guys that do 100-milers for like breakfast. Do you know what I mean? And they didn't finish.
Well, when you think about it, I mean, like, so 100-milers are weird. Like, there's some that have tight cutoffs. There's some that there's some navigation. Like they're not fully marked that make it challenging. But like Jigger Johnson seems like a combination of like all that shit. I mean, yeah. I mean, like you're gonna have problems at certain cutoffs because it takes the footing's hard and it takes a while to get there. It's some stuff it's harder to run on. Then also you have to have a lot. Let's be honest, a lot of people don't use they don't use their watch for their straight up GPS. They're used to having like I mean, in some races they almost flag to a point where like it's impossible to get lost. And then others, it's harder. Like they don't flag it as well. But like, yeah, I mean, like you're almost spoiled in a lot of hundreds, like for like how easy it is to navigate, and then how easy the terrain is on some of them. But yeah, Jigger Johnson, it doesn't seem like they pull any punches. You need to be very self sufficient in a lot of areas, and like a lot of people just aren't used to that.
Yeah. So you've got technical, you've got probably weather.
Oh yeah.
You've got cutoffs, elevation, and navigation. All of it. And it's so easy. A lot of and I haven't done Jigger Johnson, so I don't know, but a lot of trails up here in the Northeast, it's like it's a trail system. So you've got the trail you're supposed to be on, but there's 74 trails off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things about the cut is that there are sections where there are just so many trails and people get lost because it's not marked. I mean, it's marked because it's a Blue Blaze trail and you're following the Blue Blazes, but the course isn't marked. You just have to follow the blazes.
That's one of my weakest links. So like it's so weird because like this year oh my gosh, I screwed up a 100 miler. So it was like a relatively new one, and like they said and everything, like to have it the GPX loaded on your watch and stuff like that. I mean, this was no way, shape, or form their fault. Like I messed up. This was a 10-mile loop race, but like I messed up this one part of the loop twice, and then when I went back, like the third time, I was like, oh shit! Like I figured out what I did wrong. And, like, the part that I messed up happened to be the hardest part on the course. So I was just like, "You know what? I'm gonna go back and just fix this. I'm gonna do it twice." And it was, like, during, like, the hottest point of the day when I was doing this climb, I just basically did repeats on this climb. Just like, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Like, I was like, "I might as well just get this over because I screwed up." I don't want anyone thinking that I cheated the course or anything like that. And, yeah, I ended up having the DNF just because, like, if you do something like that, I mean, like, any extra crap you have to do on a 100 miler, you're probably screwed. Let's just be honest,
Oh,
'cause
yeah, and your head is screwed.
oh, yeah.
Even if your body's not, at that point, you're like, "Fuck me, I'm done."
Every time I've finished a 100, like, no mistakes, like, I just you have to be on your A game. Like, if you do something like that, for the most part, it's hard to come back from. But, yeah, like, then I've had other, like, other races where, like, like, I've done Barkley Fall Classic a few times. Like, I just, for some reason, I got lost through the first year, like, really bad. Like, the first year I did it, like, a lot of people got lost. But after that, I mean, like, I started to understand the park and, like, so, like, I've done some harder to navigate courses. I mean, that one's pretty in ways, it's pretty easy, but I know the course now from doing it so many times. But yeah, I think that's a real big skill, just, being able to do like a race that you haven't done before, a trail system you haven't done before, and be able to navigate the right way. That's hard. That's a really hard thing to do.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I just went out west, and I was originally, I was going to do rim trim to rim for my 50th birthday. And that was my birthday present. But then there was a big fire, the Grand Canyon's closed, blah, blah, blah. So I was so scared of going alone because it's way out of my comfort zone, right? Like, not a 50 miler, but like going somewhere like that completely alone. I was doing it solo. You know what I mean? I had all of it. Like, I downloaded the map on my phone through All Trails so you could follow it. It's downloaded on my watch. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because, and I ended up, my friend decided to come with me last minute, but I made her do like the emergency blanket and the emergency straw because she had never done anything like that either. And I'm like, God forbid something happens to me. You have to be able to get out of here. You know what I mean?
It, it's I sometimes I can do stuff like that by myself, but like other times, yeah, it depends on like my headspace. Like sometimes it's kind of cool to be by yourself, like just in the middle of the night and like not see anyone for hours and hours. Like I did this one race. Have you heard of the Wild Oak Trail 100?
No.
So look up that one. That's a pretty wild race. Like I think I was up for like I I was up for like a couple days on like minimal sleep. And yeah, like my strategy, I think, was like every loop I think I would trash like an hour or so in my car. I think that's what I did. This was last year. And towards the end, like my final loop, I was like hallucinating with my headlamp. Things were like looking like other stuff. Like I was just like so out of it. But it was kind of cool also. But I was freaked out of my mind. Like, yeah, I couldn't stop thinking about like serial killers chasing me and stuff like that. It's just weird stuff. Like I thought I saw like a lamp like a headlamp in the distance. I was like, "Oh my god!" And like I would just like I was running so fast on the last loop. At least I thought I was, but in reality I wasn't. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm flying, and it's like, no, you're doing like a 30-minute mile, but good for you.
Well, it was faster than that, but like it was just out of like pure fear. Like I was running up I was running up hills that I was like dying walking up before. But yeah, it's
because you're freaked out.
yeah. That's sometimes that's a good motivator, but like I don't know. Yeah, it's I so like I said, sometimes I like being alone, but like a lot of times lately, I've like I've DNF. So a race I did a few weeks back, I just didn't want to go out alone on it because I mean it was I mean it was a little confusing. It was a little the markings were a little confusing. I didn't know the trail system well. But yeah, I DNF'd just because I didn't want to go out alone on it. Like we DNF'd to 80. Yeah, like I've done that before too. Like sometimes you just need you need people with you.
Yep. I get that. And sometimes, though, I need alone time in the woods.
Yeah.
Like this morning, I went to watch a sunrise, and I was listening to a book about these hikers that get lost in the woods and like come across like pagan rituals, and they're being
Uh,
haunted by some ancient evil. And I'm like, so I'm going into the woods in the dark alone listening to this shit. So great life choice.
no, that's so like that's one of the like me. I think that's why I like the Blair Witch so much because I mean like I've been lost like as hell on races before. This one year we did this race called I was with some friends and we did this race called the Duck. It's a weird race, so like it starts at midnight. You don't know the course beforehand, and like they basically they just they send you where like a location where to go at midnight, and you just show up there. And I did its first year, and me and these very experienced trail runners, we got lost as hell. I don't know how we did this, but we were just going. We were just going in loops, like Blair Witch. We're like, oh my god, we were just here. What? It was like it was. I was like, this is literally the Blair Witch. It was like so, but yeah, like I think that's why I liked it when it came out, but I think it's even more special now because, like, I like being in the woods and stuff like that and doing ultras, and that shit has happened to me before. Like you get so lost that you just like, you end up going back to your campsite or something, or like a marker on the trail that you were at prior, and you're just like, oh my god, how did that even happen?
Yeah, or like, because I go out alone all the time on the trails, and it's like, I don't know where I am. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's part of the fun to it also. But yeah, I don't like being lost. It happens so rarely now, just because like I try to be like again having the GPX and all that stuff. I'm trying to get better at that. But yeah, when it does happen, it's just part of me likes being freaked out like that because like let's be honest, like we most adults live a pretty comfortable life. I mean, like I mean we do have stressors and stuff, but like you know how often do we actually get freaked out? Like I'm lost I'm lost out here. Like you don't get to feel that often.
No.
And I don't know. I think like that and just, being far down in the hole, just like, like on a race, just like not, just being tired and sleep deprived. It's fun to live like that. That's why I like the sport still, just
The
being able
conversations that happen when you get to that point are
oh,
so magical.
oh, yeah, it gets weird. It gets very weird.
It does get weird. And I love the fact that it's almost like there's no off limits to like the shit that has been discussed on the trails is so epic.
Yeah. 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 A lot of, I mean, a lot of times when I'm with, a lot of friends, especially at night, like, I mean, like we just like, either we're not talking at all, or like I'll force something just to see like just to get like any kind of conversation going. But yeah, a lot of times just silence is good too. Also, I mean, like it's or like the stuff you see sometimes me and my friend like we did a race earlier in the year. I saw a giant frog and I went for my camera really quick and it like jumped away. I was like, no, and nobody's gonna believe me. It was like the size of a cat.
Baby.
Yeah, but now I wouldn't. But was it real? Did that actually happen?
Probably not.
My friend told me that he saw it too.
Oh, so that's one of the things we saw Fox the other day because I hallucinate Fox before. And I'm like, everybody's seeing it, right? Tell me everybody is seeing this.
Wait, so going back to like daylight horror movies, like me and this guy were running together. Like I know him kind of well, like from social media and stuff like that. But like we were running on this one race in DC, just on like the local trails around DC, and they're pretty cool trails. But like we were we were running towards the end of the race, and there's like houses around here, like so like the trails in DC. I mean, like they're nice, but they're it's like residential areas. There's like people nearby and stuff. But like we saw this giant elk jump out like, and we were like, "What the?" It looked like a reindeer or something, and I was like, "You're seeing that, right? That's not just that's not me, right?" He's like, "Yeah, we think it escaped from the zoo or something."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we were just like, "What the?" Yeah, I swore like it was some kind of hallucination at first, but this is like during the day. This is like a 50K during the day.
You're not quite at hallucination level yet.
No, I mean like that. I was like thinking like that's shit I see like at 3 a.m. on a 100 miler, man.
I saw what's it, Slenderman one time.
Oh no, that's I
It
don't want
was
to.
creepy.
Now
It was like, it was probably like morning and, foggy and blah, blah, blah. And I hadn't slept. And I saw him like out of the corner of my eye, and I look, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, nope. Nope. No. And I was completely alone. That
Yeah,
was
that's,
fun.
that would've freaked me out. I haven't seen anything like that. Like, me like, mainly just, like, I think that things are, like, well, I start thinking about, like, really creepy stuff, like serial killers and just, what could happen in the woods, and then just,
Oh,
like, if anything, like, the headlamp makes me think I see weird stuff, like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
like, the way a tree looks like it might be Pikachu or something, and, like,
Oh, Pikachu.
yeah, but luckily, I don't doesn't get super dark like Slender Man. I haven't seen anything that scary out there, but yeah, that's probably that could happen at Jigger Johnson. Me and Ben could see that. And we'd probably laugh. We'd probably we'd probably talk,
Can
"Hey,
you picture
Slender
the serial
Man."
killer comes up and you guys are laughing, thinking it's like a hallucination, and he's like, dude, really?
Yeah, that
Uh,
that's totally possible. But anything's possible with us running together.
yeah, I love true crime. Like, I used to listen to true crime podcasts all the time and stuff. So I'm listening to one time, and I'm out in the woods, and I come across this guy, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, how do you know how to get around? And I was explaining blazes. I don't know what the fuck he was doing out there because he had no idea. And then he's like, do you have a saw? I'm like, no. He's like, oh, I do. Do you want to see my saw? And I'm like, no, I'm okay. I gotta go, but thanks. And I'm like, it scared the shit out. Like, who says something like that to a woman alone in the woods?
Yeah, that's
I was like, and then after the fact, like when I got away from him and like calmed down and stuff, I was like, oh, we were talking about trail maintenance. He probably had a saw to cut through trees, but I was like, no.
yeah.
Listening to serial killer like podcasts and
There's so much sketchy stuff, especially, like, not as much on races, but, like, on just training runs, like,
yeah.
like, doing, like, a lot of local, like, trails, like, that are close to the city and stuff like that. You just see some weird stuff happening in there, like, just like, "Why is that car there? Oh my gosh, what are they doing in that car? Is this a coke deal? What's happening over here?" And, like, I there's so much sketchiness, like, I try to just vanish.
We have one time, like, where we met, like, we go to this farm to run, and there was a couple having sex. It was, like, 5 in the morning, and they're just, like, in a car. I have, like, on a trail, come across people having sex
Yeah, unfortunately,
on the trail.
I have to. I mean, it's gonna happen. I mean,
I'm just
luckily,
like, "I'm gonna turn around and go away. You have
yeah.
fun."
Luckily, I haven't found, like, I'm always scared I'm gonna find somebody dead. I always, like, think that's gonna happen. That hasn't happened yet. I did find one time like, a stack, well, not a stack, but, like, I was scared because, like, I was doing just a random training run after work one night, and I came across this, like, spot on the trail. There's, like, 50 credit cards all over like, just, like, somebody's ID, credit cards all over the place. I picked them all up, and, like, I after the run, I called the police, and I was like, I found this stuff, and, like, first off, it took forever for them to come because, like, I guess they were just, like, doing other stuff, but then when they came over and, like, took them from me, they were just, I know they thought I did something sketchy, like, they're just like, "Oh, this
But why
dude."
would you call them if you were doing something sketchy? Like,
Yeah, I was just right. Well, I mean, like, I don't think people understand, like, they're like, "So you were going on a 10-mile training run on a Wednesday?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm training for, like, ultra marathons and stuff." They're like, "What?" They just don't they're like, "What? What is that? What?"
yeah.
Like, "This guy's weird. This guy's definitely on something."
We were out for a run one time, and we found a wallet, and we were like, "Well, let's just run to the police station and drop it off," because that made sense. Luckily, the cop that was there knows me, and he's like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, we
Yeah.
found this." And he's like, "You are stupid." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
sure."
I don't blame them for, thinking we're nuts because we kinda are, but yeah, just, like, people just don't get it. I I found so many, like, weird, like, I kinda regret not opening this. I found, like, this bag, like, just, like, it wasn't, like, fancy, but it was, like, just a bag on this one trail I was on, and I didn't open it up, I was scared. I sh I should've just recorded opening it up and, like, put it on, like, Instagram or something. What's in the bag?" Yeah,
It's like one of those, the opening videos that kids do when they're opening their, like,
the unboxing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was scared there was gonna be, like, a head in there or something. I didn't mess around. I just
All right,
let
you wanna hear something really crazy?
What's
Speaking
that?
of fun facts that are not related to running and a head, my aunt's skull was mailed to the Boston Globe.
Why?
she disappeared in the 70s, and her skull was found and never, like, our family was never told. And the medical examiner, for some reason, gave it to his friend, and his friend just, like, was dying and shipped it to the Boston Globe so that the family would be, like, so we would find out that it was there. So,
Wow.
yeah, that was fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah. Yep. And now the crazy part is, so she disappeared May 29th, 1976. And my son, her name was Jana, my son, if he was a girl, was going to be named Jana. And he was born on May 29th, 2010. So he was born the day she disappeared. Like on the
Wow.
same date. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. It's
Yep. Yep. Fun story.
That's that's pretty wild.
Yep. That's a fun story when it's like 3 a.m. and everybody's tired and you just need to talk about something.
I just gotta tell you this.
Yeah. That's a good story.
Yeah,
I actually think I did that when I was pacing. I mean, I was also running the race, but I was pacing some friends overnight. We did like 40. I got 40 miles off of them, like just telling the most stupid stories.
Yeah, I got to get better at that. Like usually, like I'm just not. I'm not good at talking at that time. Like I'll some stuff will come to me like, oh, impressions. I like doing impressions, and I love Al Pacino, and yeah, I'll bust out some like Al Pacino is really a really good one, or yeah, just movie quotes, just really dumb movie quotes. But yeah, I'm a huge Al Pacino fan. Have you seen the movie Heat?
Years ago.
He has some hilarious lines in the movie. Yeah, so yeah, I'll sometimes dip into that one. Recently, we recently we we were doing character. So I'm not like a big fan of the show Mad Men, but for some reason, like we were we were reenacting scenes from Mad Men. I don't know why we were doing this, but like actually, I don't even think it was like actual show. We made our own episode.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, we were being different characters. I think we even made up. I think we
that
even
makes
made up.
sense to me.
Yeah, I think we even made up a character that didn't even exist on the show. We just introduced the new character. Yeah, so like that's the kind of like yeah, I'll do that stuff, and sometimes we'll sing songs like yacht rock, yeah, yacht rock tappy stuff, or like just random songs like whatever comes to mind. We'll just start singing that. But then when like we hear people around, we just stop because so that's one thing I really don't like. Like if you get stuck with people that are talking about like. Especially here, like, I don't know, do you know a lot of people that work for the government, like, in DC and stuff like that? Or, like, former military?
I mean, one of my best friends is former military, but she doesn't talk about.
Okay, because, yeah, here, like, gym, trail, like, running, like, they just talk about, just, like, retirement and, like, how, like, they can, like, do something to make more money and, like, just, like, if I hear that stuff on the trail, like, I just immediately, like, "Oh, I have to go pee," and then I just, like, disappear, and then I'll wait for them to pass, and then they'll go on. Like, I just don't wanna hear that stuff. Like, I'd rather talk about, like, something funny or just, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't do it for me, like, thinking about, like, I don't know, just,
Yeah,
like
I don't want to think about that shit.
your
Like, I
medical
want to.
your
I want to
medical
laugh and be
discharge.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wanna know how you're getting, like, disability or, like, how to get disability or whatever the case is. That's really cool, man. That's awesome. Oh, great story, bro.
Oh, right. Like, yeah, we're out here because we don't want to deal with the pain of real life. Like,
And, like, why yeah, exactly, like, why are you bringing that to the trail, man? Or, like, why are you talking about that? But the sad thing is, like, people talk about it, like, they're like, "Yeah," or like, "Oh, I don't know, just, like, random stuff, like, just government stuff," and, like and it's not like it's just like money and like or just like some way to like do some certain thing. I don't know, like on medical or just your retirement or like some how you became a GS, whatever. I don't care. I don't. I'm like Red in Shawshank. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about your parole. I don't care. I really don't care, man.
I don't even care a little bit.
No, it's like that's the worst. Like as soon as somebody busts that up,
Ugh.
I'm guys. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll never see them again. They'll never see me again.
Right? There's been some times though where somebody will start saying something and you're just like, if you're with good friends that know you really well, where you could just look and you know exactly what they're thinking, you're just like, no,
Yeah.
we gotta avoid this person.
Well, it's so weird too. I mean, just like I don't, I don't know. Like it takes a lot for me just to kind of like that. That's my limit. Like for the most part, like I'll pretty much talk like about whatever. But when they start doing that stuff, like I completely tune out. Like I'm not. I don't know. Like I'll roll with you for like the most part. But if that comes out, that's my yeah. That's my limit. I can't do it.
Uh,
Mm-mm.
Agreed. Like there's certain things I want to have fun. That's actually how you know that I'm in a really bad place is if I'm quiet.
Oh yeah. Oh
If
yeah.
I'm quiet,
You're
shit
doing
has hit the fan.
You're doing head math, you're like, "Wait a minute, I can't make this cutoff," or like, "I don't wanna go I I don't wanna go a 25-minute pace, I'm not able to.
Well,
That's
and
my
it's funny
run
because
right now."
I do the math, but I'll do it out loud. I'm like, okay, so like we were figuring out, God, at the Grand Canyon, I think I was like, okay, so like 11 to 17 people die at the Grand Canyon every year, but there's millions of people coming. So I'm like doing the math as to how many people like statistically die at the Grand Canyon every year. And she's just like, can you shut the fuck up,
No,
please?
that's a good time killer out there. Like, that's why sports really help me, like, thinking about, stats or just, like, I'll come up with, like, a random player and hopefully, like, somebody like Ben will know, like, Ben's pretty good because, like, he knows, like, a lot about sports and he knows about, like, movies and stuff. He kinda likes the same, like, kinda action movies and stuff like me, so, like, I can dig deep and, like, just come up with, like, a random movie, like, we'll start talking about, like, Navy SEALs or something with Charlie just, like, something random
Something.
or, like yeah, like, just that random movie, and then, like, if I get one that hits, then, like, that's, like, at least a good half hour that we can talk about that or food. Ben's disgusting. So, like, you know what Ben eats?
Oh God,
But
what?
you know Sheets? You got Sheets?
No, what's that?
So it's like a gas station that has like food you can order and stuff like that. But they've got a
Uh-huh.
pretty big menu. There's this disgusting sandwich that it's like a burger, but it's got 3 mozzarella sticks on it,
What?
and then it's got like this weird marinara sauce on like the
No.
inside of it's it now if it looked like the picture, that'd be one thing, but it doesn't. It looks like I don't even wanna comment on what it looks like. It looks disgusting. It looks like a body part, basically.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's awful, but, like, Ben likes them, and, like,
Ew.
one day he on one of the races we were on, he was like, "I can't wait to eat that after," and I was like he talked it up, and then, like, I went to his sheets and saw it, I was like, "Hell to the fuck no."
That's not edible, sir.
It was so bad, but if you get a chance, like, just Google the big Moz at, Sheetz, you'll laugh. It's heinous, but, like, yeah, we talk about food a lot, just random, who has the best gas station pizza?
There
Or
is no such thing as good gas station pizza.
I mean,
Come on.
there's ranking 7-Eleven has the worst. Like 7-Eleven is the stuff that's been there for like a week that's like not edible anymore. Or like, oh yeah, pretty much any food at 7-Eleven is disgusting. I won't eat anything there. But like, yeah, we it's still fun to talk about though, past the time.
See, my friends make fun of because I'm like the pickiest human being on earth. Like I have the palate of a temper tantrum throwing 3-year-old.
Yeah,
Bad.
I'll pretty much eat whatever. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, so I did unfortunately get like into a death spiral with Sheets food for a while because I was dating this girl that basically Sheetz was, like, the only thing in the area she lived in, like, the immediate area, so we would just, like, constantly find ourselves walking to Sheetz to get food, and, like, my doctor I went in for a physical, like, that year, and my doctor was like, "What the f" he was like, "What the fuck are you eating?" I was like, "I'm eating like" I was like, "What?" He was like, "Have you been, like, eating, like, something, like, bad, like, in like, a large amounts lately? Like, are you eating, like, fast food?" I was like, "I'm eating Sheetz a lot," 'cause, like, it's just, like, the only thing he's and, he, like, stopped me, he's like, "Don't do that, just stop." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, that's gross. Yeah. No, I don't eat fast food except after an ultra or after a long run, like if I do it like a training run, like a 50K or something, I crave something. And you never know what it's going to be, but like I'll crave, like the other day it was fucking Burger King of all things.
Oh, that's the worst.
I don't care. Onion rings with a shit ton of ketchup. Okay.
You know what's funny? Did you ever see that meme where they broke down shoes to like fast food places?
No.
So like, are you familiar with Long John Silver's?
I mean, I've never had it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
They somebody wrote that Newton was Long John Silver's. I can never get that out of my head. Like
I used to use
they're around. Some
those.
people wear them, like Harvey Lewis, like some, yeah, like people do wear them, but like,
Do
yeah,
they make them anymore?
Newton, yeah.
So that's when I first started running marathons. That's what I wore because I'm
I
a
did,
toe runner. But
yeah, I
then
did.
they changed it.
I wore them too. I mean, like the reason I stopped, I liked them. They were just expensive and hard. Like, I couldn't get them at stores. Like, they carried them at one store here for a little bit, but then, yeah, a lot of time, like if I don't want to like wait for a shoe to come and I got a race, like, there's a place out in town I go to, but like, yeah, they stopped carrying it. And then if I ordered it online, they were super expensive. So I was just like, screw that. But it's funny because like, I like the comparison with like Long John Silver because like there is a weird cult out there that still, eats Long John Silver, and it's the same with Newton.
Yes. Oh, I didn't even know they still made them. After they changed them and I didn't like them, I got into Ons. And I wore Ons for years until this year I started a fucking Cole Crosby at Lake Warramog made me try on a pair of Mount to Coast.
Everyone likes those. I haven't tried them yet. I'd like to.
Oh, God, I hate change, but I love those fucking sneakers. So I got the road ones and I run on my toes. So I don't usually have like a thick soled shoe. But to give an example, so I think it was September, I did a virtual 100 miler on the road around my house because, woman alone, got to stick close to home. So I put on my Ons first, and I think I was like 15, 16 miles in, and my feet were really, really bothering me. So I took them off. I took a Tylenol, took a break, and I put on the Mount to Coast because I'd never worn them for more than a half marathon. And I think mile 85 was when my feet started bothering me again on road.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to give a compliment more than that to a shoe. And
Yeah.
I took the trail ones we did Bryce, Zion, Grand Canyon, and then a bunch of like little parks, and they were phenomenal.
Yeah.
So comfortable.
I've been wanting to try them. So a 100 mile I did a couple weeks back. Like I said, I DNF'd the 80 at it, but there was a there was a rep there for Mount to Coast, and like I should have got his name. I gotta look him up on the results, but he was gonna he was gonna give me a discount code. But anyway, like yeah, I was like he crushed the race. He did really good, but yeah, I haven't got a chance to wear a pair yet. I need to. I mean, yeah, I've got a good stock of shoes, and I've got a bunch of reviews to write, but I haven't, for whatever reason, tried Mount to Coast. It's funny too. Like I've never tried. I mean, as many trail shoes as I've tried, I've never tried a New Balance trail shoe.
I don't think I have
Actually, no,
either.
wait. Did I?
I don't think I have.
No.
So I broke my foot a few years back. Like I have a chipped in like my big toe. There's like a chipped bone that'll never heal because it's a bone chip floating around. So if trail shoes that are too structured, they hurt because I need to be able to bend my feet.
Mhm.
And I can't in those. So I wear like the Ons I was wearing, I wear like on cloud. They're not even running shoes.
I wear everything pretty much, like anything I get my hands on. Like for a while before I started doing reviews, I would just go to like I would just get whatever it was on clearance just because.
Yeah.
I mean, like running shoes are expensive. I can't believe how expensive they are now. Like so when I first started running, like I felt like everything was like $130. That was like the magic number, like 130. Then stuff kept creeping up. Now, like just a regular training shoes, like $200. I can't believe it. Like I can't believe where we're at right now.
Yeah. I think the Mount to Coast were, I want to say 160, 180, something like that. I don't
They're
even
reasonably priced.
remember. But they also last.
Oh yeah.
From what I know, like I have 3 pair now, but I have hundreds of miles on the road ones. Well, I guess on the trail ones too. And they feel brand new still. My understanding is they last like 700 to 900 miles. which is
That's what everyone's been telling me. So I'm weird with shoes. Like if a shoe feels bad, I don't put it. I don't even track numbers on my shoes. 'Cause
I
I
don't
did
either.
that first. Yeah, I'm just like if I start feeling rough, I have to run at all. That's when I get rid of it. I don't keep them. I don't try to keep shoes that much because I mean I know I have enough shoes now. I don't have to worry about that. But when I first started running, oh my gosh, like I would push the shoe as far as it went because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to pay money for another pair of shoes.
Yeah. Well, what I do is I run in them until I can start telling that they're not good for running anymore, and then I'll walk in them, or because I
Sometimes
do a lot of walking miles too, because I'm I can literally walk 50 miles. I've done
Sometimes
it.
I'll keep them for that, like, if they look cool, but, like, most of the shoes that I get, like, they just, like the shoes don't look great for, like, after the fact for walking. I mean, like, I'll try to, like, use a running shoe until it's just, like, kinda dead, and then I'll just, like, get rid of it, but yeah, there's some I've gotten that look cool after the fact, but, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, it's weird, like, I like loud colors when I'm running and stuff like that, like neon and stuff like that, but, like, just, yeah, wearing it after the fact, just, like, casual. People are like, "Hey, man, what's up with this shit?" "Hey, what's going on there, bro?"
Yeah, right? Excuse me, you need to hear about my marathon that I ran in these.
"Oh, these are a keepsake." I had this so I had this chief in the Navy, and, like, I had to wear regular shoes instead of the boots because I had, like, ingrown I used to get ingrown toenails really bad when I was like, I guess something carried over from boot camp, like, I don't know what happened, but, like, I started getting really bad ingrown toenails, and, like, he was so mean, like, if that happened and I had to wear regular shoes, like, all I would like, I would have this, like, loud color pair of shoes, like, I had, like like, I had a pair of Pumas, like, like, the Brazil colors, like, it was like that, and, like, what he would call me for wearing 'em? He called me Jerry's kid.
Oh, that's horrible.
I was like, "What the" like, yeah, I was just like, "Dude." But, yeah, like, I
You can't
maybe
come up with a better insult than that.
it got me
Seriously?
though, but it got me though, I was like, "Damn," like, I thought that was pretty rough, so, like, like, I think that's kinda stuck with me on certain shoes, like, I'll run in whatever color shoes, like, I don't care how loud it is, but, like, just, like, wearing it normally, like, yeah, I think that kinda I think that
Isn't it funny the weird things that make us how we are? And then there's me who, like, my hair is always, like, some kind of fluorescent color that's, like, obnoxious. Right now, it's purple and blue.
Yeah, I mean, like, I haven't dyed my hair for a long time. I thought about what I thought about doing? Like, remember that look that Justin Bieber had? Like, when he had his hair dyed blonde and he had, like, a freaking mustache?
Yes!
I
Yes, it
I
was
thought
creepy!
he looked like either a roofer or a trail runner. Like, he
Yeah.
looked like one of those 2. And so, like, I was like, "That look is so, like, scumbag." I love it. But, like, I tried to sell it to my daughter. She's like, Dad, you are not doing that."
Oh, no, she could not handle that at her age.
No, but yeah, like, "Dad, you have to talk to my parents' friends." Like, imagine me going to, like, pick up one of her friends. "Hey, I'm Julian's dad. I'm out on parole."
Right? Well, you know, my poor kids have to deal with that because 'cause I've got, like, you know so when they were little, I did the whole, like, responsible adult thing for a long time, like, I took out the piercings, I stopped getting tattoos, I was, like, a responsible adult. And then as they were getting older, I started kinda pushing it, like, where I'd have, like, blonde hair but with blue in the back or you know what I mean? And then it just started going off the rails. And now that they're like, my oldest 2 are 23 and, my middle one's gonna be 19 in a couple weeks, and my youngest is 15. They don't give a shit what I do anymore, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, I've been able to, like I didn't get any of the piercings put back in, but, like, the tats, I got
But
a lot of them.
for a dude, though, like, with a mustache, with, like, a different color a mustache than your hair color, you're
Oh, it's
not
creepy.
you're not, like, yeah, most of the time, I think girls aren't gonna talk to you at all, and you're gonna scare kids, and it's just not gonna go over well at all with anybody, so, yeah, that's why I didn't do that, but it's y
You
yeah,
never know. I mean, some girls have there's somebody for everybody, let's put it that way.
That's something serious going on right now, like, what's up with all the serial killer documentaries and women wanting to correct these dudes? So, like, yeah, that kind of factors in, like, and there's all those memes of, guys saying, like, "Yeah, I'm on parole," and blah, 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 and they're like, "Really? Tell me more." Like, why do girls like scumbags like that?
because we're fucked in the head. Maybe because we know exactly what we're getting in that case, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I've heard
I
many
don't know.
theories on this. Like, if one theory that like a lot of guys think is that if you tell a woman that, then you can get, then like basically you don't like, you don't basically you can, what am I looking for here? Basically, you aren't going to have any responsibility because it can be, there's a lot of, you can shift, you can shift the blame. You like, basically like, I don't know, like, in that case, like, there's
Our
no,
expectations are going to be low.
I don't know what I'm trying to say right now, but I hope you kind of get the gist of it.
Yeah,
Like,
see, now, I'm definitely the psycho in my relationship. My husband is, yeah, he's like the nicest human being on earth. It's so gross.
yeah, I'm probably that way too, but like, I don't know. It's so like, I think my last relationship we were both psychos, so it just kind of like that wasn't going to work out at all. So yeah, I have to have somebody to balance my craziness.
Yeah, Christopher balances my crazy. Well, he tries. I'm kind of, tipping the scale a little bit, but no, he's like, you wouldn't believe it because he's like nice and he's responsible and he's
Okay, so going back to what I was trying to say before, do you think that people like, that aren't crazy, are with us because then they can be like, yeah, it's not my fault. See, you got all this going on right here. I'm conscious of that. I feel like maybe like that's why like people want to be with us because then they could like just be like, yeah, I tried my best. I was trying my best. I got yeah. You can just kind of like,
it's not on me.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did everything I could. I'm responsible here. This is all on them.
I mean, probably.
Yeah, so that's the serial killer thing. Like, basically, like, I think that people want to fix the serial killer because then they can be like, like, yeah, they, I was just trying to fix them, I was just trying to.
But I think that's been the case forever, right? Like women kind of believe in that they can fix, and I'm stereotyping, obviously, but like they can fix the bad boy, right? Like think about it. Even like back in the day, right? When you think about some of the old shows, right? For example, Happy Days. Who was the popular character?
The Fonz.
The Fonz, right?
Yeah.
And that's always the case. Like a lot of the popular books now and like book talk and shit are like really dark romances where it's like, okay, yeah, he's a stalker, but he's all, you know what I mean? Like,
I hope,
it's,
I hope my daughter doesn't like play into this, like, but then she probably will because like my dad's weird, so that's who I'm predetermined to date.
well, yeah, but here, like, I don't know, because I read those books and I love them, but I don't think in the real world, like, that's not what I would like in a partner, right? Like, I don't actually want a serial killer. And again, in this case, I would more likely be the serial killer than Chris, just so we're clear.
Hmm.
I don't know.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's also fiction, so, but like, there is something fascinating about like true crime, right? Because it's huge.
Well, it's very big, and like when you look at who they've made these documentaries on, I mean, like they're running out of people. I think like there's gonna have to be more serial killers. Like, I mean, like they've made a documentary on pretty much everybody. They're going even to like Aaron Hernandez and stuff at this point.
Yeah.
Like they're getting into like the sports side of it. So like it's really fascinating how they're making documentaries, and even like Grizzly ones like Ed Gein.
Yeah. Well, he was screwed up. There's actually a podcast. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's about like crime, like sports and crime. It's like a true crime podcast about people in sports.
Well, I'm not into like true crime, but I will say this, like I was like really fascinated with OJ and Aaron Hernandez. Like I feel like Hernandez has a lot of layers to like what was going on with him because he was he had to hide a lot of who he was because he was a homosexual also. So like he was in a he was in a sport where like if people knew about that, I mean, like, if he was outed, which he ended eventually it did happen and,
Right.
he committed suicide, but, like, it just there's just so much going on with him and, like, just and, he unfortunately was molested at a young age and just, a lot of, horrible things happened to him, but, like, at the same time, even with that and the CT, you have to take accountability though also. It's interesting thinking about, like, what these people went through, but then also, at the end of the day, they're not victims. I think that's the problem with a lot of these, things like on Netflix and stuff like that. I think that, even though like, what happened to like Hernandez and, the CTE and the molestation and stuff like that, I mean, you can't make them look like a victim in these shows. At the end of the day, you have to take accountability also. You can't just kill people.
Well, even if you are a victim, that doesn't give you the right to
Yeah.
victimize other people.
That's why and it's tough though, because like, I don't know, like, you have to make the shows interesting also. You have to make them like, thought provoking and, that element there, I guess, to an extent, to make it more watchable. But yeah, I don't know if it's socially responsible, making a thing about, Ed Gein or like
Right?
making them sympathetic or just, yeah, it's weird. We're in weird times. Why are serial killers the good guys now? They knew it all along. They were right.
Yeah, I don't think that when history looks back, we're actually gonna be like, "Yeah, Ted Bundy was right." Um,
Well, it's always funny thinking about like if there are aliens watching us, they're probably long gone by now. Like those motherfuckers are crazy. I'm
or
out of here.
they're watching us like we watch reality
Probably.
TV,
We're
right?
probably they probably made us, just so they can like laugh at. Like, we need somebody dumb to laugh at. Like I laugh at Van Damme and Schwarzenegger. They're probably like, yeah, these guys are so dumb. I can't believe they did that. Oh my gosh, they're oh,
Right? They're laughing at us too because they're like, "Wait, they're intentionally causing themselves harm? Like what?
yeah,
What
yeah.
are you thinking?"
Especially right now, like this is probably like the golden age of comedy for them. They're like, wow, they are so stupid. Oh my
Just
god.
so dumb, and we can't deny it. Like
No,
we can't. How are we going to argue against our own stupidity?
we can't.
No.
We can't.
At least we have fun.
Yeah, yeah. They probably laugh at us also. I mean, they're just like, yeah, these guys are freaking morons. Why is he go? Why is he running out there for 100 miles?
Wait. Why are they
Dodges all.
running in a loop? And they're doing it again and again and again?
Well, like the funny thing was like during COVID, it was like I feel like it was almost more acceptable to do it then because like the races went away, so like it was like normal. It was kind of normal, even though it was completely batshit to run like a marathon around a field like by your house or like an airplane hangar or something.
My
Whatever
friend
random place.
rented a local minor league baseball stadium, and we had an ultra marathon at the baseball stadium, and we just ran around there.
There's an awesome race. I don't know if the guy still does. I've been wanting to do this, but it's in Minnesota. It's in February. It's called the Sandlot Ultra. You run like or no Sandlot Marathon, I think. You run the bases for a marathon, but they give you like the coolest swag. They make a baseball card with you on it, and they
That's
give you
fucking epic.
yeah, and they give you like a jersey, like a not like a straight up jersey. I think like one of those like like the ones that they give you in softball, like the Raglans or whatever that
Yeah,
hell
yeah,
it's
yeah.
called. Yeah, they give you one of those,
I want to do it.
but it's in February in Minnesota, so it like
Ew.
yeah, it's like it's all snow, but after a while from running around it, like it just gets like there's a path. And it's like shitty. Then like I guess like the dude that puts on is like freaking hilarious. That's what I've heard. Like I've been wanting to do this race for a long time, but like I live so far away from there. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, but I would like to go there and do that. Or if I ever got the big time courage, I would do Arrowhead. But I don't. The problem with that race, so I'm not used to those temps at all. I mean, like like I did the Beast of Burden Winter one in Buffalo in February, and yeah, Virginia, we just don't get that. It just doesn't get cold like that. So layering's kind of difficult to manage.
Yeah.
And
And how are you going to train in that kind of cold?
yeah, so I did all right on. I mean, I got to mile 75, and I was so dumb. Like so
Unfortunately, I'm still learning. And The app I used while talking to John cut him off and hung up. So I am very sorry that happened, but wanted you to know why it ended the way it did. I thoroughly enjoyed talking with him and can't wait for him to join me again.